Hi guys, welcome back to Cooking with Theedee. Today I have yet another snack recipe for you guys. If you are new to my blog, I had this recipe on my blog in about I think 7 years ago. So this is one of my favorite snacks, which is Ghana style pound cake. I grew up in Tesano, and if you know me from Tesano, whenever you pass outside my house, you would smell pound cakes baking in the oven because my mom used to bake it for people. So today I'm going to share the recipe that I use for pound cake. So we have here some butter with sugar, and I have here some flour, nutmeg, baking powder, and I don't have salt in here because my butter is salted, but in the description below I'll put all the ingredients including the salt measurement so that you'll be able to use it. I have here my vanilla extract and some eggs and a little bit of milk. So let's get started. I will be using my hand mixer for this recipe. If you don't have a hand mixer, I've used my hand in the past before my friend gifted me with a cake mixer. So if you don't have a hand mixer, no problem, you can still use a wooden spoon and a bowl and it will work just fine. I would include my recipe from the blog in the description box as well so that you can see how I did it with before I got the hand mixer. So let's get started. So what I'm doing is I'm creaming the butter and sugar until it is well incorporated. This is going to take a while, about 5 minutes, because you want the butter and sugar to be creamed very well. You can take your spatula and also keep removing the sides and making sure that everything is well mixed in the bowl. After 5 minutes of mixing, as you can see, even the color of the butter has changed, and that's what we're looking for. So I'm just scraping the sides in here before I start with the next step, which will be to add our eggs. Add the eggs in the butter one at a time, or you can do what I'm about to do. I'm going to whisk my eggs, my milk, and my vanilla essence together. I'm just going to beat it until it is, very well mixed together. I just like to do this method than adding it one by one. Makes it easier just to add all the liquid ingredients in at a time. These are eggs after I whisked it all together. Adding this into the butter, not all at once but slowly, and then I'm going to put my mixer on 1 or 2 because I don't want it to mix too hard. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's get started. Mixing in our eggs, we're going to slowly add in our dry ingredients. And still we are keeping the mixer at 1 or 2 because there's no heavy mixing and you don't want to over mix your butter. So I've moved to my spatula just to scrape the sides and just mix it one more time, and then I will move the butter into my greased baking pans. I greased it with butter and then floured it a little bit. When I used to bake these back in 2013, I used to add some food color just to make my cakes colorful and bright. But today I'm just going to bake plain old pound cake. I know that some people add orange juice or orange soda to their pound cake, but that's not what I grew up seeing. So I'm just using the recipe that I grew up seeing in my house. So now I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to bake these cakes for about 50 to 55 minutes or until toothpick inserted and it comes out clean. Another thing for these cakes is when you put it in the oven, do not open your oven. Let it bake, because if you open it too quickly, the cake will drop or it will kind of sink in. I hope I'm making sense with that. So this is going to go into our oven. After 55 minutes, as you can see, our cake is done. Don't worry about the crack on top of this. It's normal. I'm going to do a toothpick test and the cake is ready. And this is how our pound cake looks on the inside. This takes me back to Ghana. Christmas. Every Christmas there was pound cake in the house. Delicious.